Dear learners, greetings. Welcome to Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapeeth Center for Online Learning. This is your course coordinator, Professor Rakhi Ghosh, and I shall be taking you through the course Digital Marketing. Let us see the first unit and what it holds for us. So the first unit is Basics of Digital Marketing. Dear learners, as you have taken up this particular course as your general elective, there might be certain purpose for why you have chosen it. Digital marketing is the buzzword currently, and you, being in a peripheral of marketing, must have a knowledge of what it is all about. Let's see as per syllabus what it holds for you, starting from its history. So as we move ahead with the timeline, we'll see how exactly digital marketing has evolved, and now that we cannot get away from it, or if we are in an organization or we hold our own organization, we cannot do away with it if we are doing any kind of marketing activities. So in 1970, the era, the first thing that was introduced, the first mail was sent by Ray Tomlinson. It was in 1971. Likewise, in 1973, the first cell phone came into picture. Now, it was the advent of digital marketing. You might have a query that how come a phone call can be part of digital marketing? Well, everything that is part of digital space is part of digital marketing, whether we accept it or not. In the era of 1980, what all came into the being of digital marketing? So first we have the AOL first domain name symbolics.com was then created, followed by in 1989, Tim Berners-Lee invented World Wide Web. So now you see every time we search something in Google, the most commonly used search engine, what do we put? www.soandso.com, right? So who invented it and when was it invented? Here the answer is. In 1990, what all things came into picture? First search engine Rakhi was created. In 1993, first AOL instant message was created. So you see, we hear a lot of people, from our ancestors, from our grandparents, we see, how the evolution of messaging has changed over the time. People would at times write things first in paper and post it. Postman would go and give it to the concerned, right? Secondly came the pager. We had, telegram, we had phone calls, and then instant message was introduced in the era of 1993. Moving ahead, in 1994, web cookie, Yahoo first display ad ran by Joe and McKinley. Now, what is it all about? So, as we move ahead with all our units in this particular course, we will go in detail. However, let's give you a glimpse why web cookie, the purpose of web cookie was understood, and it was being introduced for the masses. It is the reason why now we search, best umbrella, and in short span of time we are bombarded with ads. So the cookies are being captured and it is being used for the use of the marketer to display their ads to their target audience more efficiently. Moving forward, in 1998, the Google was introduced, the game changer in the face of digital marketing today as we see. And the era that was followed by was more dominant by Google and its policies. We shall see in the coming slide. So as I was telling you, after the advent of Google, in 2000, the era was dominated by Google itself. What all things were introduced in the face or in the history of digital marketing, let's see. In 2000, Google AdWords was introduced, and thanks to the AdWords now, small businessmen or the gigantic people who are in the market competing are able to, promote their products, to position it for their right target audience in the search pages that we use. In 2003, LinkedIn was introduced, first mobile ad, and MySpace was introduced. Now, I hope all of you, my dear learners, are connected in LinkedIn. If not, probably some of you are working professional and some are going to part of this crowd. Ensure that whether you are available in Facebook or Instagram, that is not the concern, but to groom your, corporate profile, you should be having a LinkedIn profile. So if you don't have one, create one. In 2004, Facebook was created. Now, the name of the organization, as we know, has been changed to Meta. That's a different thing. 2005, YouTube was launched. 2006, it was Twitter that was launched. So in this particular era, we see how predominant digital marketing has become to the world, and how gradually, having understood the importance or the ecosystem that digital marketing is providing to each and individual or organization associating with it in terms of creating content, displaying it, and having good research over the time, many small and big startups came up into this space, creating their own organization, giving a little more push towards this particular ecosystem. In 2007, the first smartphone was created by iPhone. In 2008, first smartphone of Android was then created. Now, why was the purpose of doing so? Having understood, not everyone, since the technology was being catered to the masses, not everyone had hold over a laptop or a PC, and for that matter, having that, expensive internet charges to give, right? Having understood that the generation is moving forward and there should be something more appealing for this generation to tackle to within the tap of their finger. So having understood this, Android, iPhone have come up with the solution that why not present all of those information within their, handset itself. Moving forward, in 2010, what we see is Instagram was introduced, which created a gigantic shift of the traffic from Facebook to Instagram, especially for the youth, for, they got a place where they could display their photographs, not only of their individual, but what you can say is of nature. Somehow the photographer within themselves came up in life and was given an avenue to reproduce their results. Moving forward, the 2020 era, what all things came. So the latest changes as per the syllabus are probably not mentioned. However, I would request all of you to keep an eye on the current changes of digital marketing as well. Let's see but what we hold for you in the syllabus. So in 2011, Google Buzz was shut down, Google Plus and Google Panda was launched. Web use overtakes figures for TV viewership among the youth. So these were some of the major shifts that we have seen in the digital platform, you see. And at that point of time, in the diversion in the Western countries were more. So you would see the web shows. It was not something that it came overnight, but people have started reciprocating towards this channel more rather than the traditional modes that was already existing. Likewise, in 2012, social media budgets up 64%. We have seen that, companies, small or big, they have understood that, their audience are there in the digital space and they are continuously looking for their, the problem solution in the, web or in digital space, whether through Google or, the different platforms they are in. So they have understood their purpose of being there. If they are not available in Google, if they are not available when someone is searching for their product, or if they're not available in the major platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they are losing the margin. And hence, we have seen the social media gradually scaling up so fast and so evidently. Google Knowledge Graph was launched then, and the purpose why Google Knowledge Graph was launched then, it was to understand how the traffic was coming, what were the sources from which this traffic was coming to different pages, and how I as an individual company am performing towards this digital platforms in which my visibility is there. Moving ahead, in 2013, Yahoo acquired Tumblr. Now you see, Tumblr is a similar platform to rest of the social media platforms, right, where you can post certain things, you can write a mini blog, you can create a community. It was very popular for certain point of time. Right now the existence is there, the company is not shut down. However, the existence or the drive towards using that platform has reduced because of some of the other apps coming into the picture and catering, taking over the market that they hold once. In 2014, mobile exceeds PC internet users, which currently stands true for the current situation as well. So we see that how we prefer to do any kind of searches over our mobile phone rather than investing time on, finding out the laptop and going over there, right? Unless we are in our working space already. Like when you are sleeping and suddenly you want to search something, I believe you would not wake up from your sleep, or you would not get up from your bed and go down in search of your laptop. Rather, what you will do is take your phone and do the search and find what you are looking for. Yes, and that's how the usage of the current user has shifted, and we see that searches towards any kind of the algorithm shows that it is through mobile phones rather than that of PC, your laptops, tablets. Facebook Messenger app, tailored ads on LinkedIn, iWatch, Facebook's Look Back are launched. Facebook acquired WhatsApp. So obviously, having understood that, as I have told you, having understood the scope of competition in this particular space, a lot of new applications were launched, and the giants at that point of time, like Facebook, tend to acquire a lot of organization under its company to enjoy the majority of the market share rather than losing its people to different other platforms. Moving forward, in 2015, what we see is Snapchat launched Discover feature, rise of predictive analysis, wearable tech, and content marketing. Facebook launched Instant Articles, which is doing very well for the marketers who are, promoting their organizational or the company page in the site of Facebook. So you see, having understood, why do I take you through the timeline of how actually digital marketing came into picture and why this kind of innovation and different platforms were compelled to be in the face of digital marketing today? It is because human needs have continuously varied and continuously it has grown. What they wanted few years back and what they want now is totally different. We want to make things easier, and with the help of technology, when it is being brought to our fingertips, our lives become simpler, and we tend to, go towards that particular flow in which we can get results immediately. And that's how it has not only stopped in 2050 as in the slide. However, you see even today, right now, as you see this video of mine, there are certain inventions or innovation going on in the digital space. Let's move ahead and see what more is there in this particular chapter for you. Moving forward, let's understand the basic difference between traditional marketing and digital marketing. In the previous slide, we have understood how digital marketing has evolved, and we have seen what was the purpose behind the evolution of this particular marketing, that is digital marketing. Now, we know that we cannot evade traditional marketing totally from the face of marketing. However, let's understand how these two are different and if at all can be combined in the face of marketing. To begin with, let's understand the meaning of traditional marketing. As per definition, it refers to the marketing that uses the traditional channels or media for the purpose of marketing communication. However, digital marketing implies the marketing of products and services via digital channels such as internet, smartphone, display ads, and other digital platforms. The nature of traditional marketing is static. You have to confine yourself to a certain extent. However, when it comes to digital marketing, it is totally dynamic because continuously, as I've said in my previous slide, it is continuously evolving and it shall continue to. conversion in traditional marketing is slow, and also to track account of how the conversions are, how how much impactful it was becomes very difficult. However, in case of digital marketing, it is comparatively high and tracking becomes easier than that of the traditional way of marketing. Engagement is low in traditional marketing, and to analyze it again becomes a tedious task, which is not in the case of digital marketing. Return on investment cannot be measured easily. Now, if I, as a businessman, have invested 30 lakhs in hoardings in different parts of my country for my product that I launch, what is the calculation that I receive, that I have received enough ROI on what I have invested for this particular hoarding? That becomes a very tedious task. I'm not saying that it doesn't have impact on the mind of people. It does, but to calculate it becomes very difficult, which is not in the case of digital marketing. You have several reports to understand how your ad have run and how much ROI have you received. Likewise, effectiveness and expensiveness. In traditional marketing, it is less effective and more expensive, and any point of time you can see it in your day-to-day life. However, in case of digital marketing, it is less expensive but more effective. Perhaps this is one of the reasons why we as marketer tend to take this shift from traditional to digital. Tracking, as I've said, is not at all possible in traditional way of marketing. However, digital marketing provides us with ample amount of avenues to keep a track. How is it performing? Moving forward, targeting is standardized in traditional marketing. However, in digital marketing, it can be customized. A small example that I give you: when we run Facebook ads, we can customize who our target audience is to a minimal level, which we cannot do in traditional marketing. We cannot choose our target audience to its interest level. However, in digital marketing, we have the provision to do so. Tweaking is not possible once the ads are placed in traditional marketing. However, it is not in the case of digital marketing. After you have kept the campaign live or the ad live, and you analyze that the ad set that you have choose, or the target audience that you have choose, that for particular ad that you are running is not working, or the geography is not well, there is a possibility for you to always change it and optimize your ad and get better result, which you cannot do it in the traditional peripheral. Reach is local in traditional marketing unless you have amples of amount to spend in it, which is not possible for the common business goals or the setup that starts up. However, when it comes to digital marketing, no matter how small your business is, you can reach global. Results are delayed in traditional marketing. However, you get quick results in terms of digital marketing. Interruptions. Consumers cannot skip the ads as they are bound to see them. Now, the classic example is when we used to see any kind of soaps and TVs, we have those ads, right? What we do is, if we really don't want to see it, we stand up and go out of the room and let the ad finishes off, right? And then we return back to the soap when it starts. However, in digital marketing, what happens if there is any kind of ads going on, there is a chance that second one at least you can skip in 5 seconds, right? So all these things are there, which makes it different, the traditional marketing from digital marketing. Last is communication. So, in traditional marketing, it is always one-way communication. Whatever I am feeding to you, you are responding to it accordingly. However, you are not communicating to me directly. But when it comes to social media, it is two-way. Your campaign is live, your viewers are reacting to it, they are communicating, they are writing messages, how it is performing. So, these are some of the major, you would say, comparison between the two types of marketing, that is traditional versus the digital marketing. Let's move ahead and see what more we have in this particular unit. The concept of digital marketing. The first is search engine optimization, the very classic one, and probably if you are a marketer, your digital marketing team must be continuously saying that, our page is not ranking in top 1 in this keywords, right? Or you as a marketer, you would ask someone that why our page is not ranking when I'm searching from so and so keyword, right? So it is because they have not worked well in their search engine optimization part. Here what happens is that we focus on bringing our website at the top of the search engine result page. It can be Google, it can be Yahoo, it can be any of the search engine in which we are looking for results. Yes. Email marketing, everyone is well equipped with email marketing, right? You would see, like, if you have purchased anything from Amazon, Flipkart in your emailers, if there is any kind, or you have kept anything in your cart, time and again, this kind of e-commerce sites, what they do is they send you promotional mail saying that, there are price drop in the things that you have selected, it is in your cart. There is 22% price drop, go buy it, or there is Diwali offer, there is Christmas offer, all of this thing. Or probably you have shown interest to some other things. They would say, like admission open, enroll now. There would be other peripherals, right, to promote product or services through the mode of email. Content optimization. Now, when I talk about content optimization, dear learners, understand content, as we say in marketing, is the king, and it represents who you are as an organization. When the tone of your content is similar throughout all the platform, or the words that you use uniform, it creates an impression within the mind of your target audience, and it helps you achieve better results. So optimizing content is something that one should always keep an eye on based on what the company is, what kind of services or product offerings they have for their target audience. We have market analytics. Now, what happens when we talk about marketing analytics is that, understanding how exactly our ads or our, digital assets that we have up is performing as far as our knowledge is concerned to our target audience or prospect. So all of those reports gives us an idea to understand whether, I'm getting better leads in my particular page, or which page is getting organic results more, what kind of graphs is there over the time, in which month actually we have seen better performance in digital platforms, which platform is doing well and in which we need to cater more. Pay per click, or the PPC as we say. Well, it doesn't cost you more bucks if you prefer organic advertising, as it has written very well. However, what happens is that, there are time and again when immediately we cannot get the organic results. There is time when we have to boost it in Google or in search engine for similar kind of, keywords in which we want to place our product for, right? We do the advertising on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, we have Google Ads on place, right? And for this we have to pay a certain amount to that particular organization in order to display our ads to our target audience. Mobile marketing. With 80% of internet users relying on their smartphones to search for information and buy products, mobile marketing is the way to tap them. It is a tool to appeal the mobile device users via SMS, responsive websites, apps, personalized notification. So as I've told you, we have seen the current shift of people from PC, tablets and laptops to mobile. It is very much important that the content that you are creating is mobile optimized, and every time an user looks for something, your product or service is there in their search list to view and select from. Content can be published in various ways in digital media space, right? And what are these ways and why is it important? Why not always we post images? Why do we write long blogs? Why do we create videos? Why do we create GIFs? Everything holds a purpose when it comes to digital marketing. And let's see what are the various ways in which we can publish our content in digital media platforms. First is web pages. So as a business, just as when I start a business offline, I need to have its identity. I need to have an office, right, where my clients, my customer will come to visit. Or for example, if I want to sell something, I need to have a shop, right? Likewise, when I am selling something online, where is that shop or where is that building in which my customers will come? At that point of time, we have to create website. So website is synonymous to our offline office or offline building in which our customers will come, right? So we refer those traffic or our customers as the organic traffic in digital marketing. Blogs. Now we have to ensure that we are not always talking about our services or product. Always we are not promoting ourselves. Rather, we are a brand who is also helping people with solutions, by which we are promoting our product as a hero product, but in a disguised way. And for that, blog is the right platform. You talk about, you will see a lot of like Make My Trip. There are a lot of travel agencies. What they do is, they do not say go to Kashmir 70% off always. No, what they'll say is best place to travel at this point of time is Kashmir because of so and so reason. And if you wish to go there, why not you book your travel plan from Make My Trip, right? So this kind of content really helps, and blog not only helps to generate organic traffic to your web page, your online office space, but also creates a good impression about the information that you are sharing to your target audience. We have infographics. Now, infographic is one of the easiest way to convey a lot of things if done rightly. If you want to ensure that you are a software company and you want to cater to your target audience, saying that how does your software runs and helps, if you are creating the entire flow well with the help of infographic, it is a hero within that moment because it is easily understandable and it creates just the image that you want your target audience should have about the service that you are offering. We have white papers in which we do a lot of submissions which is required at different point of time. We have ebooks. Now ebooks is also one of the, you would say, hot cakes in the market, where we seek for information. Now we do not only rely to blogs, however we wish to store it for us. Maybe I am looking for an information but I do not wish to read it right now. So rather than bookmarking in somewhere, I would like to download that entire thing and save it for me to read later on. So here comes ebook. Videos gives a very good idea of how your organization is, or how you are portraying yourself as a brand in general public, whether you belong to any of the sector, whether it is education sector, media sector, hospitality sector, tour and tourism, anything it is, to give a quick idea of what you are, who do you cater to. Video is the best way to create that sense of effectiveness within the mind of your audience. Webinars, probably the COVID period have given us enough of example how webinar has evolved and how people are engaging, whether they want to gain any kind of experience rather now going to the offline seminars, they prefer attending webinars, understand things, meet people online, share the knowledge, experiences, and at the end of the webinar receive a certificate as valuable as of an offline seminar. Podcast. Podcast is another way of publishing content. You must be seeing that Spotify has created its own segment of podcast where a lot of speakers come and share. They talk about different kind of things. They have different segments. Some talk about motivation, other talks about technology, some talks about different kind of industry, but they have their audience linked to it. Likewise, you would see sections of podcasts being introduced by YouTube as well. So these are different spaces in which we can develop content for our organization, understanding if our target audience are really there to see or hear what we have to offer them. With this, I come to the end of this particular topic. Happy learning, everyone. I hope you have understood the basics of digital marketing, why it is important, and why we have to study. As we unroll next topic, we shall be sharing more on what all things we have to discover under digital marketing. Thank you.